G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video we are going to rapidly review how I went in round 7 and then I'll be giving you my round 8 tips. Very excited to talk to you guys about how I went in round 7 because for the most part I didn't think it was too bad. Also, these may start coming out on a Sunday night now. We got Wi-Fi at the house finally, so there's no reason why they can't. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Might drop tonight, might not. I've just finished watching the Sharks absolute demolition over the Cowboys. So let's jump in and discuss round 7. So the first game was the Roosters against the Storm. 76% of people taking Storm. I was one of them. Great win for Melbourne. Like that, I thought they were fantastic in this game. The Roosters, they were a little bit disappointing, but yeah, Storm too good at the end there. Man, they just keep getting it done, don't they? Very, very strong win there, in my opinion, for the Storm. All right, next up, Dragons against the Warriors. 90% of people took the Warriors. I went the Warriors. The Dragons killed them. 18-point win there over the Warriors. I did not see this coming. I thought the Dragons might put up a bit of a fight, but I still thought it'd be, closer to that 14-point margin win there for the Warriors. Dragons credit, man, they were really good. So yeah, credit to them. Next up, Eels and Dolphins. Like I thought if Flegler played in this one, the Dolphins had a chance, but he was ruled out. So I thought Eels, they should get the job done here. I thought they might push 13 plus. Boy, was I wrong. Dolphins getting the win by 28 points. Really, really strong performance there from the Dolphins. All right. The luck turned around in the last 5 games. Panthers beating the Tigers 22-6. 95% of people taking the Panthers. I was one of them. Thought they'd get the job done there over the Tigers, and yeah, they did. I thought it would be a little bit closer though, but I did think, the Tigers, they played quite well in the grand scheme of things. So good performance there for the Tigers, but Panthers just too good. Next up, I backed the Titans in at Seabus. Des has a pretty good record against Manly. I thought they'd get the job done, and they were so close to doing it. Manly getting up 34-30 with 93% of the tipsters going for the Seagulls. Broncos, I backed in the Broncos. I thought it would be a 1-12 win here for them. But yeah, the Raiders, in my opinion, in this one, like obviously with the scoreboard and stuff, they were disappointing. But yeah, I thought the Broncos would put up a little bit more of a fight, but yeah, it was not to be. All right, next up, the first of the Sunday games, Bulldogs and Knights. I backed the Bulldogs in this one. 56% of people agreed with that tip. Good performance there for the Dogs. They were strong in this one. They looked outstanding. The Knights, they just showed no real resilience. KP's he's just not right. So I think we will see him miss a few weeks of footy. Outside of that, yeah, Dogs, fantastic performance. They're really starting to kickstart their season. And I love to see that the Bulldogs, Tigers and Dragons are playing good footy because, they deserve it, man. Their fans have been through enough. All right, Sharks and Cowboys, backed in Cronulla in this one. I actually tipped Cronulla 13 plus. I thought they'd get a good win, and they did over the Cowboys. Cowboys, pretty pathetic start to the season, if I'm being honest. Yes, they are 4 wins, 3 losses. However, with that being said, man, they've been disappointing. They've honestly been disappointing. Outside of, beating some bottom 8 teams, they've they've really not done too much, in my opinion. So, good win there for the Sharkies. All right, hopefully that was rapid enough. Let's get into round 8 tips. Warriors and the Titans. So the last 2 games between these two, the Warriors won last year 28-18, and the Titans won in 2022 27-26. So ironically, that was they've both won away from home against each other. So that is very interesting. Wins at this venue, the Titans have only won 31% of the games at this venue, so that is a little bit disappointing. The Titans have also lost every game this year. Warriors are coming off a bad loss to the Dragons, and I really think they bounce back in a massive way here. I am going to tip I'm going to go Warriors by 22 in this one. I think it'll be a pretty big win there for New Zealand over the Titans on Anzac Day. So, yeah, I think Warriors in for a massive bounce back game. All right, next up, we've got the Dragons against the Roosters. This one, this is going to be very interesting. So, this time last year, round 8, the Roosters beat the Dragons by 1 point. A lot of people weren't expecting the Dragons to put up a fight in this game last year, and they did. They also beat the Roosters 24-22 4 rounds after that. That might have been at Magic Round. I can't exactly remember. But, yeah, they've, like, in 49 games, Roosters won 26, Dragons 22 and 1 draw. Wins at this venue. The Roosters actually... Oh, this is at Allianz. I was going to say, what the hell's going on? I don't know why this game's at Allianz, to be honest with you. You guys might know. I've got no idea. I think it's a bit unfair on the Dragons, but, the Dragons might have wanted to do it. I don't know. Roosters obviously have a better record at this ground. Look, both teams have been pretty disappointing to start the year. I'd probably say the Dragons have been the better team this season. You guys might laugh at me and say that's a stupid take, but I honestly believe that. I am backing in the Dragons to win this one. I think they'll get the job done here. I know it's not at Wynn Stadium or it's not at Netstrata, but I think the Dragons are good, man. I think they're good enough to get the job done here over the Roosters. I really do. So Dragons get the win for me there. Next up, Storm against the Rabbitohs on Anzac Day as well. 3 games on Thursday. That is wild. Rabbitohs actually beat the Storm last year, 28-12 in round 10. Really good win too. It was incredible. That was played at Melbourne as well. But notoriously, the Rabbitohs do not have a good record against Melbourne. They've played 39 games. Storm have won 32. Rabbitohs have won 7. As we know, the Rabbitohs have not played well. Apparently, that game wasn't at Amy Park. It was at Suncorp. That was... Okay. My apologies. So the Rabbitohs won at Suncorp last year, not Amy Park. I apologise about that. Sorry. I got that one wrong. So that must have been Magic Round there. Rabbitohs have never won at this venue, and to be honest, I generally do not believe that they will. But I always back in my team. I never tip against them. I do think Storm win this one. 13 plus, if I'm being completely upfront and honest with you. But I am backing the Rabbitohs in that one. All right, next up, we've got the Friday night footy game. Only one game this Friday due to all the games on Anzac Day. We've got the Manly Sea Eagles taking on the Parramatta Eels. Now, the Eels have won the last 2 games against Manly. They also have won 24 of their games against Manly. Manly have won 20, obviously playing 44 games there. Wins at this venue, Eagles 61%, Parramatta 39%. So it does side the way to Manly in that one. But the Eels, they do have a pretty good trot against Manly. They did beat them earlier on in the year. But I do think Manly get their revenge and get the job done here. So I am backing in the Sea Eagles at home. All right, next up, we've got the Tigers against the Broncos at Campbelltown Stadium. Now, the Tigers are paying $4.60 here, which is crazy in my opinion. Broncos beat them last year 46-12. Tigers actually beat the Broncos in round 20 of 2022, 32-18 as well. So, and that was at Suncorp. I'm going to just confirm that was correct. Yep, that was at Suncorp. So, man, that's not bad. So, Broncos have won 22 of their 32 games played. There's been 1 draw. Tigers have won 9 games. Broncos have a pretty good record here at Campbelltown, winning 88%. Look, I do think this is a game the Tigers can get an upset in, but I am going to go the Broncos in that one. I think they will be too good. All right, the last of the Saturday games. Well, there's only 2 this weekend. Cowboys against the Panthers. Panthers won last year's second game, 44-12. They also rested a lot of players in that game, I believe. Let me just check that again. I just want to fact check before I do say anything. No, they didn't. They pretty much went with a full strength team. My apologies. Yeah, they pretty much went full strength there against the Cowboys. So they put an absolute cricket score on them last year. The Cowboys did win in round 16, though, 27-23, which I'm going to assume is probably a Origin game. Absolutely, it was. So, yeah, look, can't take too much out of that. They're playing in North Queensland. Definitely a game that the Cowboys could bounce back and win. But I do think the Panthers win. And I do think they get a good win here. Nathan Cleary should be back again recording this and uploading this on a Sunday. So that could be incorrect information, but we'll see how we go. Panthers, they should get the win there. But you never know with the Cowboys. You never know with them. All right, next up, Dolphins and the Knights. This one should be a pretty good game. Both sides have won one game against each other. Knights beating the Dolphins 30-28 last year, and then earlier in the year, Dolphins won 36-20. So, should be a good game. Dolphins playing really good footy at the moment. They've got a 42% win record at Suncorp. And the Dolphins have a 45% win record at Suncorp. Knights have a 42% win percentage. Blah blah blah. Can't talk. What am I saying? I think the Dolphins win this one, and I think they win it pretty well too, especially if Kalen Ponga is out, which it looks like he will be. All right, to round out the tips for the weekend, we've got the Raiders against the Sharkies. Both sides, so they've played 50 games since 1998. Sharks have won 25 games. Raiders have won 25 games. Cannot split them. Prior to the last two performances, the Raiders have won like 8 games in a row. But the Sharks, they've put a pretty big score on them in the last two games, winning at the last week of last year 24-6, and then winning in round 4 this year 36-22. So I think the Sharks will go into this one with a hell of a lot of confidence. So I'm going to back Cronulla. I also think Jamal Fogarty likely out for a while. The Sharks, they should win that one quite comfortably. All right, let's go over my tips, and I will give you my margin as well as try scorer, anytime try scorer. So Warriors and Titans, I'm going Dylan Watene-Zelezniak, anytime try scorer, and obviously Warriors 13 plus. Dragons 1-12 over the Roosters in this one, and I think Zach Lomax is a shoo-in for a try. Rabbitohs 1-12. However, I do think Storm win this game. I just can't tip against my boys. And I'm going to go, I think Cody Walker finally starts to shine, and he'll get a try in this one. Back in Manly 1-12.